All right guys, we're back with another exercise explained, and we're talking about cable lat pull downs today. Actually, I can't believe it's been that long because I wanted to do this for a long time, because this is one movement, like many, that people really get very wrong. Now, one of the main things when we look at a vertical pull movement is keeping, as we've talked about in the other upper body videos, the shoulder blades in a position where they're depressed and retracted. But here's the kind of key. If you retract too much, you end up arching the back, and sometimes you can be so focused on pinching the shoulder blades together that you've brought the rib cage up out of neutral spine, which we've talked about, and then you're actually changing they're fucking around in the background in the position. This is now becoming a thing. That's all right. That's all right. You just wait. Anyway, so we want to make sure we're keeping that neutral spine. We want to make sure we're retracting, we're depressing the shoulder blades. But again, it's more about depression. We don't want to be in this position of elevation and protraction. That's probably the worst thing, because then what we're going to do is we're going to pull through the traps. We're going to pull up into the neck, and we're not really going to hit the lats. So what a lot of people do when they're on the lat pull down, I'm going to go through the biggest mistakes, all right? So first of all, you need to set this up so you've got support under your legs, or should I say on top of your legs, so you can sit under the machine. The first one is people go too wide. They think they need to lat pull down out here, and they're doing all this and they're just pulling straight into teres minor, a small muscle group, rather than keeping the joints in a stacked position, pulling the elbows to the waist and working the lat, which is the prime, the main mover in this movement, through the fullest range of motion. And if we do that, we're going to be more effective. So the second mistake that I see is sitting away from the machine. So for example, instead of having the weight displaced under the muscle, they're sort of here with T-Rex arms, and they're sort of doing this sort of thing. It's funny, I know, you've probably seen it. The last thing, or the third biggest mistake, in my opinion, is people just swinging on the weight and turning a vertical variation into a horizontal variation, and well, you might as well do a row if that's what you're going to do. So we can have a little bit of hip hinge, but we don't want to have that much. So when we look at setting this up, if we're doing the traditional straight bar, we want to be slightly wider than shoulder width. So think, as you pull down, are the elbows underneath the wrists. We want to make sure the shoulders are retracted. We're keeping the arms to the midline of the body. We're not coming back, okay? And we're trying to pull the elbows to the waist. That's the cue. We're going to put our thumbs around the bar. We're going to think about breaking it to create tension. Once we're underneath, our feet are together. We're going to drive through our heels. We're displaced completely under the weight. I'm going to think about depression and retraction of the lats, and you can just practice that. Elevation, depression. Elevation, depression. That's just with the shoulder blades. Then we're going to break. We're going to push through the heels. The rib cage is down. We're going to sit back slightly from the hips so our head's out the way. Pull it to the upper chest, just below the clavicle, and then come back up. Stretch, but again, keep the shoulder blades depressed. Don't let them come up. We're coming forward from the hips. Stretch, back down, squeeze. Stretch forward. You can see my hips are just coming back so my head can get out the way, squeeze. I'm not looking here. I'm not looking here. I'm not looking down. I'm not twisting my neck. I'm keeping it neutral. So it's a stretch at the top and a squeeze at the bottom. Keep the elbows driven forward. Stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze, all the way into the lats. So you want to feel that activation throughout. And look, you're going to get a little bit of forearm, you're going to get a little bit of bicep. It's a pulling movement. But again, we don't want to swing on it. We don't want to go too wide nor too close. And we want to make sure that we're displaced under the weight. So next time you're on the cable machine, give that a go. If you found this helpful, let me know. And of course, if you want to see more, check out the reels in my story. And if you want to inquire about some serious coaching, because summer is on its way, it's always summer here, and you're ready to make a permanent change, then swipe up now and you can contact me directly and we can see if it's a good fit. All right, I'll see you in the next one.